Hello, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, Season 1, Episode 6. Who's Alice? I'm your host, Dom. With me, I have Mike.
Alice is some chick who went to high school with me.
No, the name of the episode is Who's Alice?
I'm aware of that. Go on.
And Rachel.
Never known an Alice.
No?
Never known an Alice.
I don't think I have either, now that I think about it. I knew an Alicia. Does that count?
No.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's kind of close, right?
Kind of, sort of. Not close enough.
No.
Yeah.
So, what'd you guys think of this episode?
A lot of telling. A lot of, going back.
Yeah.
Into memory. A lot of...
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's from the writers of Lost. What do you expect? They have to go back.
My thought was when Jafar arrived in our realm, he should have just kept that bad. He's like, nice suit. Like, no, what you're wearing is way nicer. Wear what you're wearing. Who cares if you blend in? You're an all-powerful wizard. You're a sorcerer.
I don't think he would have got as far if he...
Probably not.
Whatever, his
People
outfit was
would-
badass. I liked his outfit better than the suit, so I'm going to go with that. I'm
He
sticking
needed
to
to
it.
blend in, make people believe he was a doctor.
I'm sticking to it.
Well, we kind of speculated last week. Oh, guess what? I forgot to shut my phone off. I'm so good at this.
You're a pro.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, no, now it's on vibrate. That's even better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Do I need to start Do I need to start messaging you?
Nope, now it's on silent. Okay, so last week we kind of speculated and we were trying to figure out who Jafar was really going to see. We
I knew
were
it.
trying to see if it was going to be the doctor or the father. And guess what? We were both right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think he went to the doctor to get information on Alice so he can go to her dad and be like knowing all the stuff about her so he can believe that he is a doctor.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how come when he walked in, the doctor was drinking poison?
Well, back then it wasn't poison.
Yeah, you got to realize this was, whenever the hell we said this time frame was. That's back then. That was probably. People used to use mercury as a cure-all.
Yeah, it's basically he thought he was hallucinating this, and he was just like, I need to get it out of my head. I need to forget it, and this stuff helps with that.
Tom, you read cracked articles, right?
Yes.
There was one today, and an old-timey medical treatment that used to be the thing. They literally blew tobacco smoke up your ass. It's where the phrase "blowing smoke up your ass" comes from.
Sounds charming.
That's one of those things I'd rather not know.
The more
Well-
you know. Where's the rainbow?
Yeah, right.
With the little star.
Yes.
But what's crazy is in that whole article, that was the first one, so that was the least weird.
Anyway,
moving on.
So what do you think was going through the doctor's head when Jafar opened the bag and he saw the white rabbit again?
He thought he was going crazy again. He was literally scared. Because he knows what happens to people who see make-believe things.
Yeah, he can't tell any of his colleagues. Oh, I saw some guy come in. He was asking about, an ex-patient of mine, and then all of a sudden he pulled a sentient white rabbit that talked and had a personality out of a
Wore little glasses and a suit and a little hat.
So yeah, suit, hat, wore, glasses, was kind of polite, and yeah, that's just
Yeah.
So
back in Wonderland, we get to see Alice adventuring towards the dark forest, and she comes across two bandits. And she completely just owns the crap out of them. How much of a badass is she?
She's
Oh,
pretty
I was totally
badass.
expected.
Oh yeah, she's learned so much. I think Cyrus taught her a lot
Yeah,
about
Cyrus was a good teacher.
taught her self defense, and I think she learned some on her own too. But yeah, she wasn't gonna put up with their shit.
No, not at all. Like I was a little surprised by her maneuvers there. So
She's good.
she is.
Yeah.
She's great with a sword. She's great without a sword. She's kicking them in the face, whatever. I don't remember what she. I know she elbowed one in the face. I don't remember she kicked one of them.
Yeah, people underestimate her.
Yeah. Later in the episode, the stereotypical men got beat by girl. Like, tell her next time we won't go so easy on her.
Yeah,
I know, right?
She ambushed me while we were sleeping.
Oh, he didn't believe that at all.
No.
Yeah.
No, not for one bit. But that they had to. They had to save face.
Save face, yeah.
Yeah. So we got to see the Black Forest this time, and it appeared to be enchanted with darkness, not just dark like we originally thought.
Yeah.
Were you guys expecting it to be enchanted?
No, I wasn't expecting that to look like you're going through a thing of oil, of dirty oil.
When it
That's
came
what
to
reminded me.
When it came to Black Forest, I had a thought of similar to how Mirkwood is described in the Hobbit book. You know, how it's just a dark forest that if you stray off the path, you're going to be lost forever.
Mm-hmm.
It looked the way the signs were, and Alice commented on. Do you have to cut down enough trees to make these signs better? But the way the signs were, and they were like turned back and all this stuff. Did you guys ever see Babes in Toyland Disney movie? It was very reminiscent to the Forest of No Return, and that was like one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
And Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, kind of had a Wizard of Oz feeling as well.
When they were going into the forest just before the witch's castle, it had those warning signs. I think some of them actually were like those too. So I got that. I was like, oh, please tell me you're going to introduce Wizard of Oz sometime.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz would be very interesting. I don't think we're going to see it this season. But,
no.
I was actually doing some research between this episode because we had a week off. But it looks like they're telling a complete story. So we're going to get to see the end of the wishes and all that this season.
Oh, that'll be good. And then start with a new one next season.
Next season, they said if the show does well enough and gets renewed, they will take all the characters and go on a brand new adventure. So
I don't see it not being renewed.
This season is going to be a complete story. So we're going to get the answers to everything we were looking for this season. So
awesome. I don't see it not being picked up.
I was kind of wondering if they were going to do like a different storybook kind of thing, each thing. If it wouldn't be Wonderland necessarily, if it was going to be like another show or... But no, they decided they're going to continue with Wonderland. So be very interesting to see where they can go from here. Because I was kind of thinking, I go, how can they possibly stretch this particular story on through multiple seasons? And they can't. And they said that they can't. And they said that there's a complete story to be told. So I'm looking forward to that.
And in Wonderland, there's so many different stories to be told.
Yeah, exactly. So we know there's no Mad Hatter this season because the actor is doing stuff with Captain America and whatnot. So hopefully when that's over, maybe next season.
I hope he does return.
We'll be able to see more Jefferson.
I really liked him. Great. I really liked the way he played him.
Yeah. All right, so Alice goes into the darkness. She kind of wanders out. She sees a little bit of light toward the end, even though it says eternal darkness or whatever on all the signs, or never-ending darkness or whatever. There's some light, and she follows it. And she comes to a clearing, which is called the Borough Grove. And she meets the carpenter in there. Do you think this is the same carpenter from the Walrus in the Carpenter poem from Alice in Wonderland?
I was thinking the same thing.
It's very possible, actually.
It's possible because after the Walrus ate all the oysters, you don't hear much about the carpenter anymore. I don't know. That was my first thought. Was like, the carpenter, really? So who knows?
Yeah, they're pulling in everything here now.
That might be a background story later on next season or something. You never know.
That would be nice.
Indeed it would. Indeed it would. So what do you guys think about the whole Borough Grove in the first place? That place was really weird, wasn't it?
Bit trippy.
Yeah, it was like you're on something, and you were really.
Yeah, you were on whatever the dust was. It's like
It just made all your cares, all your problems just go away.
yeah.
Well, not really go away, but have the feeling of like a euphoria. Just everything's all right, everything's good, nothing's wrong.
It got you to the point where you didn't want to leave, and it turned you into a tree. That was really
All
weird.
the trees were people.
Yeah.
I would like to know how that came about and exactly what that is.
Yeah, because it had to have an origin point at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Before there was a tree, because it seems like everybody that's turned into a tree secretes off of the dust or whatever, the toxin that's going through the air, and it's kind of infecting you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
What was that noise for, Mike?
I was going, no. Dust,
No.
people secreting dust.
Sounds
people.
Sounds like a Cards Against Humanity card right there.
It's made out of people.
So we had, as Rachel said earlier, we had a lot of flashbacks with Alice. We got to see more of what her life was at home after Cyrus. I did it again. Cyrus. I hate how this name is so similar.
I am going to make you, every time you say the wrong name, you are going to have to buy Mike and I a drink.
So Silas. So ever since Cyrus was presumed dead and Alice went back to her home, we get to see a lot of that flashbacks there. Do you guys think that her stepmother pushing her to forget about Wonderland and Cyrus was and move on from that was the reason that Alice gave up on her father so easy?
Yeah, he chose them over her, which she didn't understand. I mean, I understand on both ways. I mean, he had to move on with life. She wasn't there. She like just disappeared. Everyone thought she was dead. And he moved on. He had a new family. And somehow she didn't fit into her stepmom's plans.
So they kind of went with the typical evil stepmother kind of trope there. Did you guys expect that out of her, or did you think she was going to be a little bit nicer?
No, when Millie, her half sister, found her, and then she came after, the way she held her and the glare she had in her eyes, I just like, this lady shooting daggers straight through Alice. She was like, I don't want you here, go away, go back where you came from, kind of thing.
Again, my usual hoping for the best but not surprised by the outcome sort of feeling.
I didn't like that her father, I mean, granted, I know he gave up, but he didn't stand up for her, even though, you know, it's his daughter. He didn't stand up for her or anything. He was kind of spineless. It's like, dude, really?
Throw some balls, dude.
Exactly. She had him in her little sack.
Her wish sack?
She had his sacks in her sack.
Oh, look, here's my little wish sack. What is in here? Fishes as well as 2 balls. They belong to my father.
No, I meant stepmom. Her stepmom. Not Alice. I don't think.
And then she puts on the shit-eating grin and her head does a complete 360.
Indeed. So, how do we transition out of this one?
Oh, I don't
You know
know.
who else have balls? Genies have balls. So how about we talk about Cyrus for a bit?
Yeah, we could do that. So
I was just going to talk about how she came about to wanting to go to the asylum.
She didn't really have an option at that point.
She had option, but she chose.
Her option was leave and go nowhere. Go back to Wonderland, which only reminds her of Cyrus, or go to the asylum.
Get married. That was the other one.
Alice has never wanted to get married ever. In every incarnation.
But that was still an option. That was still an option. Not for her, it wasn't, but that was one of the options her stepmother and father told her.
It's not an option.
It's an option.
Never
she
been
just
an
didn't
option
want
for Alice in any incarnation of Alice.
No.
It's not an option she wanted, but it was an option they gave her, and I knew she wasn't going to take that one. There's no way.
Nope.
But to actually let herself go to the hospital, I would have rather took what I had on my back and left.
Knowing see, you don't know what she knew of mental health and treatment of it then.
Yeah.
But knowing how hospitals like that were in that time frame, I'd have been like, yeah, fuck no, just pack everything I got in the sack and no.
Exactly.
Outdoor.
No, I'd rather live by myself, live on the street than go to one of those. But I don't think she knew. And then, they promised them the world, the sun, the moon, everything, that this will all be fixed. And yeah, no. Quackery at its best.
I wish I was promised the sun and the moon and the world.
You want me to show you the world?
Shining, shimmering splendor.
Yep. Tell me, princess.
So, going back to Cyrus, he's kind of clever for being this powerful genie, don't you think? Usually you don't see like wisdom and magic mixed together.
I think I broke him.
No, I'm not broken. I'm good.
Okay.
He just had he had this little moment where he was being chased and his footprints were very clear. He ran up to the edge of a river and then he kind of backtracked over his own footprints to throw the guards off. So
Shining. That's what it reminded me of.
So don't you think that's kind of clever of him?
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't really expect that of somebody with magic that could kind of do whatever they want. Apparently, he just can't use the magic whenever he wants.
No,
Unlike,
he can't.
The previous Disney incarnation of the genie from Aladdin, he just can't use his powers here.
Yeah, he has all the magic, but he can't use it for himself.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
He can't. That's why you get the 3 wishes. It's for the owner of the bottle. It's for them. It's for your master. It's not for you.
Itty bitty living space.
Itty bitty living space.
So the Red Queen though, she's also very clever. I think she's equally as clever as Cyrus, and she cast a spell that would follow his footprints, so she could see exactly where he went, and then she got to watch the footprints one by one backtrack themselves and then jump off the trail into the woods. I thought that was kind of clever of her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People underestimate her as well.
Yeah.
Wonderland seems to underestimate the women. I'm seeing the theme here.
Yeah, even the Tweedles. She threw some comment of how dumb they were, but they kind of underestimate her as well.
Especially the one that's working with Jafar. He's not going to come to a very good ending.
Mm-mm.
And they haven't said their names, just Tweedles. They haven't seen what one's Tweedledee or which one's Tweedledum or whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know which one is which. So yeah, kind of interesting to find out.
Oh yeah.
Will, we find out Will Scarlet never put his heart back in. He's been doing a pretty good job of hiding this so far, don't you guys think?
That was a shocker to me. I was like, wait a minute. Well, I kind of thought something was wrong when he wasn't affected by all the, whatever you want to call it, the people spittle. And he was trying to help Alice. I was like, why isn't he affected by this? Because he doesn't have a heart. He doesn't have his heart in. You can't be affected by it if it's not there.
Yep.
In fact, I actually didn't make that connection until just now. I was kind of wondering why he was immune to the effects of the toxin, but apparently it messes with your heart, not your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, they say, you carry things in your heart, your, love, your family, your feelings, that kind of thing. So if you don't have it, you can't
affect you.
Can't affect you.
Can't stand there and turn into a tree person.
A tree person.
I would have loved to see somebody
turn into a big
tree.
druid.
Alice
He did, Carpenter did.
But see, why do you think Alice was turning so quick, and the Carpenter seems to have been there for a while?
Because she had someone to fight with. She had, it seemed like the more the knave told her not to do it, the quicker she turned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's pretty stubborn like that regardless. She's stubborn in general, so...
Oh, yeah.
That only reinvigorated her stubbornness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But very end of the episode, we see Jafar confront Alice's father, knocks on the door, and tells him he knows where Alice went after she escaped the insane asylum. So what do you think Jafar is going to do with Alice's father in Wonderland?
Hold him prisoner, pump him for information, torture him to get Alice to come and try and save him.
But what's her father going to do? Her father's going to have to apologize to her and go, okay, you weren't making this up. Or will he do that?
Nah, I don't know.
Because he's been telling her the whole entire time it's just in her head. It's a big dream. It's fantasy. And then when he's going to see it, his mind's going to... He's going to have a heart attack or his head's going to explode.
It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And now it's in my head.
Exactly.
Lobotomies for everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. How do you think he's going to react to Wonderland itself?
He's going to think he's dreaming probably at first, or it's that he gave him something.
Yeah, probably going to think he's drugged. Close his eyes a bit.
Yeah, I think he's going to finally come to the realization that this is not a dream and this is not drug-induced. This shit's real.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a big, big, big drop.
Yes, very big.
Indeed. So, next week, I believe. Let me just double check that this is actually next week. Yes, next week. December 5th. So this week, actually, but yes. Is Bad Blood, 7th episode. It says, when Alice discovers that her father is in Wonderland, they begin healing their broken relationship, which leads to her having to make a difficult decision. What do you think that decision is going to be?
Either forgiving him or making a wish to get him out of there. Yeah.
Maybe choose
or
between him or Cyrus?
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Ooh, even that, yeah. I didn't even go with that angle.
But see, I don't think that would be a very difficult decision for her.
Probably not.
It's always going to be Cyrus. So I don't know.
Especially after how her father treated her.
Yeah, indeed. In a flashback, a young Jafar is emotionally distraught after his mother dies, and we find out what drove him to become an unforgiving villain. So
maybe we'll see the Sultan.
I'd like to see some backstory, yeah. So maybe we will finally get confirmation that that dude in the cage is the Sultan.
Maybe.
He definitely is. There's no doubt in my mind.
I don't know. I think it's too obvious at this point, so I'm gonna... No, I'm not gonna change my answer. I want to change my answer, but I'm not going to.
Because when you change it, it'll turn out to be the Sultan, and then you'll be wrong.
Exactly, and I can't be wrong. I have to be right. And then this way, I have an insurance policy in place, so even if I'm wrong, I could say, see, I had the suspicion that it wasn't him. So
yeah, exactly.
So I'm never wrong.
Well, I thought about the whole Will having a heart. Oh, typey.
Yeah, that's really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologies. That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of going to be a throwback to Korra, because Korra's really the one that can rip people's hearts out. Why did she do that? Maybe they'll do a backstory on that, because Yeah, and how did Alice get the heart back for him?
That is a good question.
Cora's known to keep those things pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Anastasia had a part to do with it.
Yeah, probably.
But I totally understand the reason why he didn't put it back in.
Me too. Yeah, you guys got anything else for this episode? No.
I'm thinking.
I want to know something though, just kind of curiosity. And I don't think they've
away.
ever really said, how did Anastasia get her powers? She didn't have powers when she was in the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, they didn't go over that. Wait.
So obviously she has magic. How the hell did she get it?
In her
we still have
backstory,
2 episodes. We need some more information, but yeah.
So far in her backstory, she marries the king, and so
I don't think he was magic. Yeah.
He didn't seem to have magic. I mean, we know that Cora comes in at one point.
She seems like she might already be there because if she already tore Will's heart out, she's already there.
True, you're right. So maybe she learned magic from Cora.
Maybe.
Maybe she just picked it up somewhere in her travels.
Maybe to deal with the caterpillar. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe the caterpillar procured, here, eat this, it'll give you magic. Okay.
All right, sure. I'll eat anything.
Hell if I know right now. I mean, it's totally up in the air.
Eat mushrooms to get bigger, drink potions to make you smaller. What do you have to eat to gain magic? Little Miss Muffet's Tuffet?
Hey, I'm not far off. You know, a tuffet's a big mushroom.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I completely lost what I was going to say.
You're welcome.
There was a lot of little hints dropped in this episode, and if you weren't really watching, they go right by.
Yeah. It's kind of the way this whole series has been, including the main show, Once Upon a Time. There's so many little nods to other shows, other references between this show, that show, between each other, references to Lost, which we've pointed out numerous times. So yeah. So, yep. Mike, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren.
Rachel, where can the people find you?
Right there.
Oh.
On Twitter.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
I am fancy because you won't make us a lower third.
Nope.
Fancy women in their lower thirds.
Mm-hmm. You can find
that
me
sounds
on
dirty.
Twitter.com/PHENOMEDOM Phenomenon.
Do. I did it again. Sorry.
You can find us all.
How can you not?
On YouTube.
I've been trying.
You can find us on YouTube.com, Facebook.com/ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. So until next week, catch you guys later.
Bye.